Okay. Introduce yourselves first. Some entropy here. All right, here we go.
Okay, I'm Merranda, Schmid, Alana, Rebekah, Wright,
Tracy.
and we're doing arsenic, as a couple other people are doing arsenic too, but ours is a little different. So we're going to be testing beer, rice, and like well water from the Fox River area, because so rice and that certain water has been advertised or on the news for having arsenic in it, like in well water, and baby rice and Asian area. I can't remember. All right, but we're going to be doing testing by we're going to be ashing the beer and the water first, but it's very hard to ash rice, so Becca will explain how we would get to that. And so after it ashes, then we'll put some a weak acid and then dilute it, and then use the instrument. And so then we'll test that for arsenic, and then we'll have a standard to go with that. And the reason why we're testing beer is because there's research in Germany that shows that there's high levels of arsenic in beer compared to water, so it's been up to 25 parts per billion versus 10 parts per billion, that water can't have more than that. And this is because beer is filtered with diatomaceous earth, which is like a tiny algae skeletons that are found in the ocean. So they filter beer with that, but it's been found to have arsenic in it. So this makes the beer very clear and not foggy, because foggy, people think that means it's dirty, so like that's why they filter it that way. And so yeah, I lost my spot. But yeah, so it has arsenic that actually comes from that filter process. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so we picked arsenic because of the health problems that are kind of directly connected to it. We're focusing on inorganic arsenic specifically, and so like reason why we picked this, like I said, because of the health problems. So when you inhale too much, it's a lot of when you inhale like high levels of inorganic arsenic, it can directly lead to like nausea, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and such, and then even skin irritation. So like people that live or work by like places that use like arsenic fertilizers, they are really good. And then more directly to our project, we're focusing on oral exposure. So when you ingest high levels of arsenic, it will lead to, again, like nausea, abdominal pain, diarrhea, but it also leads to like neuropathy, hyperpigmentation, and then like several forms of cancer, liver cancer, bladder cancer, and skin cancer. And then also, what I didn't know was that if women are exposed to inorganic arsenic for too long, it can penetrate the placenta, and then your kid can get that chemical damage.
Okay, so rice, because rice is grown in paddies, it's susceptible to a lot of arsenic contamination because arsenic is often in water supplies that are used to irrigate the rice paddies. And then rice also kind of absorbs arsenic more easier than other crops such as like corn or wheat. And then arsenic, high levels of arsenic can be found in rice milk, baby rice, which is kind of like the rice cereal that you feed babies, rice crackers, and brown rice syrup, which is a sweetener. And so it can cause a lot of problems that way. And then it's been shown that children exposed to arsenic over a long period of time can have impaired concentration, memory, and learning disabilities. And then it can also reduce the intelligence of the children too. So having arsenic being introduced to babies at a young age can be problematic in the future. And then since rice isn't easily ashed, we're gonna do this. We're gonna like dissolve it in acid, H2O3, and then we're gonna heat it for like 90 minutes, and then run it through a centrifuge, and then run it through an HPLC. So,
So, I guess the thing that I focused on is the prevalence of arsenic in water. And there was a study done in 2003 that checked the Fox River Valley area of Wisconsin for well water contamination. As the group before us mentioned, arsenic has a very high prevalence in the air. It's like, I think 5.6 milligrams per kilogram of dry earth. And that's obviously a lot more than 1 part per billion. So some of the wells that they found had concentrations of arsenic in the 2,000 parts per billion. And I think as one of my group mates mentioned, the safe level of arsenic is about 10 parts per billion. So it's really bad coming from these wells, and you do it through a similar process as Merranda mentioned. Also, random fun fact, there's a area of the world where the groundwater is so contaminated with arsenic, the people that live there should be dead, but through some sort of crazy genetic mutation, they have managed to not die, and they still live there. But if you go there and you were to drink the water, you would die. It's somewhere in South America. It's a desert, and the like sand or whatever, the ground is so contaminated with arsenic that the water is just
It's naturally occurring arsenic,
it's
right?
natural. It's not like a human intervention.
Now you need to use atomic absorption, unless you're thinking about using the HPLC just to clean up the sample or
I
something.
think it mentioned something about mass too.
Yeah, but for arsenic, you would need a different kind of mass spectrometer than what we have, yeah. So we'll use atomic absorption, although I could see using chromatography to maybe clean it out some organics if the ashing doesn't work, maybe. Yeah. So I'll have to kind of organize a schedule for the ashing, muffled furnace, crucible, for the different groups who want to use them. Okay, questions? Arsenic in beer is a new one to me. I had not heard that, so.
Yeah, I was surprised too. We're just gonna use a popular beer that pretty much everyone drinks if they're legal.
Well, you know, in Wisconsin, you can go to a bar with your parents and drink legally. Yeah, I know, but whatever. Are there any other questions? The rice thing does make the news fairly frequently. Sake was the other thing I was wondering, because that would concentrate it. You would almost think the process of making sake might concentrate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll throw that in. There's a question back here.
Just out of curiosity, are you just testing one variety of rice, or are you like comparing different varieties from different places, like U.S. grown versus like grown in a more an older like rice paddy? Or are you just testing one variety?
We're looking at baby rice since it has a higher level of arsenic in it, and it's easy to come by because it can stick up in it can save or
The most commonly found, I guess.
yeah. And since it's dangerous to children, why yes.
That's also kind of what she was going on, like, where does baby rice come from then?
It's like the same kind of, it's like a patty rice from Asia, and it's like, I don't know, smaller than rice that we consume in America.